Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I kind of wanted to talk about twin flames, the journey, how we're different from other people, and kind of talk about it a little bit. I've had several people reach out really confused. Am I a twin flame? How do I know if I've met my twin flame? We are all on a journey to wholeness of self regardless. So twin flame or not, let's just take away the labels and let's talk about, though, how we are different than other people. And I'm going to try and break it down as best as I can to kind of help you understand. I don't know if you can see the flashing light above me, but so you think about it. We are highly evolved star beings. We come from constellations out in the galaxy, right? And so we are basically very brave souls that agreed to come to Earth. We've agreed to face a series of challenges that we set out in our soul contracts to bring forward our gifts, right? Through our life experience, we agreed to come here to share unconditional love with each other, with our counterpart, with the world, with the physical reality, the world itself, the world at large. And you know, whether you believe in twin flames or not, many twin flames chose this path this lifetime. And we came here to bring forward a deeper understanding for our human evolution. And many of us chose to be here this very moment for this time, for the Great Awakening. And so many of us are very ancient souls, highly evolved spiritual beings. We have lived many, many lifetimes. We have a vastness when it comes to our consciousness. We definitely originated outside of the earthly planes, and we are considered to be star seeds. And I've done a few videos about that before, and maybe I'll start doing some more, I'm not sure. But most of us grow up feeling outcast, different from the people around us. Most of us grow up never feeling like we belonged, likely belittled, teased, made fun of. And so our main purpose is to come here basically not to fit in. If you think about it, we were never meant to fit in. We were meant to upheave all of these human paradigms, right? And to bring the human consciousness into these higher levels of existence. And so if you felt like an outsider most of your life, there's usually an underlying positive reason behind it, because we don't evolve when things are easy, right? And so the more evolved of a background we have, the easier it is to kind of fit into certain crowds. It's like being on an undercover mission, right? An undercover mission, because we are here to change things for the better, you know, down here. And so our main goal is basically mission work. We're here to activate our dormant DNA energies. We're here to activate other people along the journey. We are here to open up all of these cosmic portals and channel the energies, ground the energies when it comes to unconditional love on the planet, on Mother Earth. And we are here for the human collective, right? We came here for a purpose. It's like we're here to walk across all of these challenging, unknown paths to rise above so others can kind of follow us through the flames, through the fire, to find our truth. We came here to live in our truth. We came here to reorder the way the world has been working so we can all come together in unity and in love. And so I don't believe this is impossible. I believe this is possible. Anything is possible. And so twin flames carry within this soul blueprint. We have this blueprint, and when you cross paths with your counterpart, this blueprint is activated. And it's pretty hard to miss. It is like this coming together, this joining together energy. Even if you've only met them once, you're going to feel this activation of the same blueprint that you both carry within your soul, your DNA. It's like this instant remembrance. And so we're definitely not like everybody else. We're not meant to be like everybody else, but we chose this because we've done this before. And so we are here to help people go beyond the mundane, and this is why we face all of these challenges in order to return us to our state of uniqueness, which we shoved down in childhood in order to reach our own personal states of unity within our our own wholeness with the twin soul and to fulfill our destiny. Our destiny is to live a life of unconditional love and bliss and to step into our mission work. And so remembering our uniqueness is a really part of harnessing our inner strength and our powers. And so we are basically activators. And I talked about that in a reading yesterday, I think. It's like this activation when somebody is awakened in those higher frequencies, your energy radiates. We all have an auric field, right? And when we're in the energy of unconditional love, that field is intensified and expanded, right? And so we are these activators of this new earth timeline, anchoring in unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, unconditional love. And so we are these like template bearers when it comes to this mission work, and bring these new love-based realities into fruition in order to pass them on to these future generations. So we're like these ancestral generation curse breakers, pretty much. Nobody's actually cursed, but it's like this repetitive negative curse that keeps repeating within family lineages. And so many twin flames chose to be born into certain family lineages to break the mold, to break the regular 3D paradigm. And so a lot of us, have biological families that are very much scattered. A lot of us go through divorced parents, and then we have, the extended step families and stuff like that. And so all of this is to understand that we all did come from that form of love, right? None of us really are separate. And so we are here to elevate these states of consciousness on the planet. We're here to help society step out of conflict, to step out of these karmic relationships, separation, anxiety, and we are here to build a new culture of oneness. And I'm going to reference Raya, the Last Dragon movie, Kumandra, right? Where we all live in peace. And so this really is a highly important mission. Many of the twins came here to anchor in. And so when you come together with your counterpart, your heart does open. The gateway of the heart does awaken, and it can be very painful. It can be very traumatic, because usually when the heart is awakened, that's when we go into separation and we feel the separation of this unconditional love, basically from source. And the twin serves as a mirror to get you to connect back to source. And so once this love is triggered and started, the mission work has already been activated when it comes to fulfilling that soul contract. And so, many of us in the physical reality go through years of separation. Some of us don't. We don't all have to go into separation. It's all dependent on the mission that was activated within your collective fields, within your own personal, soul contracts. And so with all of these lion gate energies and portal openings, I kind of wanted to talk about this, because what did we really come here to do? We came here to share our love, bottom line, to share our love, to live our soul's dream, which is to connect with our higher self and our counterpart. And so when we incarnate on earth together, we carry this template, this higher twin flame template of unconditional love. And a lot of these memories lay dormant in our subconscious mind, lay dormant in our energetic cellular DNA body throughout our lifetime until we meet our counterpart. Even twins who are unawakened have this energetic DNA throughout their cellular body. And so once this template is kind of like triggered and activated, usually by that initial encounter, it's like this recognition energy. It's this deep recognition that gets brought to the surface. And the further along you are on the ascension journey, the more illuminated this becomes, and the more permanent you realize this mission work to achieve twin flame union is. Can I help you, Savvy? Okay, well, I will help you. Did you get it? She got it, guys. Oh. Please, Savvy. Oh, she's having issues. Anyway, so it is a very important mission that we agreed to come here to do. And so usually the feminine twins template is activated first. I know the masculine gets activated, and I feel they just completely close off because of the fear and all of the collective baggage that we came here to clear. And so, you know, it seems like a journey made of suffering. We did not come here to experience pain and sadness. I do want to make that clear. And so I feel, you know, many of us get in this loop of thinking we came here to suffer. And this suffering really is foreign to us as souls. And so the suffering is a very painful part of the integration process because we came here for unity. And so this suffering feels like spiritual attacks on our system, on our body. And it can really make things worse along the journey. And so this is all due to that negative human patterning, programming, and all of this kind of has to get stirred to the surface in our entire being in order to release it. And so we have to go through clearing all of these dormant low-grade energies as well, so we can reunite in joyous bliss. And so, no, we did not come here to experience pain, but we did come here to get to grips with this cleansing process, to teach others what's been causing them all of this negativity. And when it comes to these human patterns that just keep creating conflict between, you know, the masculine and feminine energies, because in essence, we did all come here to share divine love with one another. And so I can see where it can get a little confusing for many on the journey. It is like we're on a mission, right? It's like we're starseed spies. And it's like we were definitely thoroughly prepared for this mission, for this awakening. And believe me, I don't think anything was left to chance when it comes to these fated meetings or any connections that we have to work through during the separation stage, because we all have various free will choices when we reach certain levels on the journey in our life. And so everything was definitely, I think, by the guides and the higher power taken into consideration. And the free will choices are there for everybody until divine says it's time to go this way. And so we decided these choices before we incarnated. The twins knew these contracts coming down, even though we go through spiritual amnesia and all of that stuff. And so this is what we chose to get the most out of this journey, this life, to effectively dismember the lower ego in order to reach these states of unity. And so a lot of twins face many complications on the journey, which we chose. We chose our family. We chose our genetic lines. We chose the families we were coming into, the cultures that we would be raised in. And many of us chose severe low vibrational contracts that reflected hurt, blame, conflict, heaviness, you know, addictions, trauma, abuse. And so the aim was to get us as far away from love as possible, because the opposite of love is this pain, right? And so we have to go into all of this heaviness. Most of us had our path paved out of heaviness and hurt and darkness. But it is in the darkness that you find the brightest light, right? And so we are here to bridge heaven and earth. And many of us have gone through a lot of traumatic life experiences. And so you'll know if you're a twin based on that, right? So we decided to make our journeys challenging, because when we can show up back on the path of light, then we can share that journey with others, right? And so in essence, karma really isn't real. It really is just energy exchange, right? And so the karma that the twins came to clear really isn't real. A lot of it is remembering what we took on collectively as part of this healing journey. So what we needed to experience in order to access our Akashic records that is really ours, right? And so we took on a lot of this collective programming willingly because we agreed to help heal it, right? To heal the planet, to heal Mother Earth as a whole. And Spirit is always showing us these karmic patterns in order to heal them, because when we reach that 0 point, that balanced energy, we can create massive, enormous ripple effects in the collective energy fields. and that will spark even more awakenings. And so what the twins do too, the portal openers, we open up these ley lines and we give others in the collective this access to these higher dimensional grids that were previously closed off. And so we chose to take on a lot of karma in order to understand and experience the human existence in its entirety, right? In this broad range, so we can release all of these abandonment fears, betrayal issues. I know betrayal, cheating comes up in a lot of these connections, abandonment. You know, many of us will have that feeling like our twin has cheated on us over and over and over again in past lives, or maybe even in this life, or that we were separated and not able to come together. And so in essence, yes, these are experiences, but are they really ours? It's a lot of stuff to help us clear this heavy collective baggage. Many of us are so much stronger than we realize, right? And so when we clear out all of these bags, then we can take our rightful place within the collective. And so it's really tricky on the journey to understand which heavy baggage is yours and what's not yours. And so there's a lot gunked up in our chakra system when we go through this activation, recognition. And I think a lot of us do have to come to terms with the fact that we accepted to carry other people's burdens as our own, and learning how to release that, rewiring, carrying other people's burdens, right? And so a big part of the journey too is learning to be present in your own energy, staying present in your own chakra body, in your own being, knowing that you are whole on your own. Knowing that, you know, all of these experiences are put on your pathway to resolve these issues and cleanse them out once and for all. So these experiences never ever have to happen again. And so because of the deep emotional connection that twins bring forward when we activate that blueprint, many find it hard to own the baggage and to feel these emotions in order to remove it. So it is very difficult. And so I feel what we're here to do is blow up these old paradigms. We're here to blow up boundaries. I know I've never liked to be tied down or stuck in a box to fit somebody's mold. And so when we awaken to the ascension journey, when it begins, things can go haywire and it can be like a little bit crazy, right? And so, and to come to terms with like, oh my God, I've existed on this planet before, and to tap into all of these exploring dimensions of spirituality and stuff. And so when we come into all of these Akashic downloads, starseed information, a lot gets eradicated out of our subconscious, and it can be very, very traumatic and crazy. And so basically we are here to build a more effective way of living. We definitely know what we came here for. I always tell people you got to go within, because that truth is always within, right? We did come here to be different. We didn't come here to fit the mold, and to be brave enough to openly express our journey, work through all of these parameters we've been faced along our life's journey as part of our purpose, right? Because how can you heal somebody if you've not healed yourself, right? And so I think we all know at the core we're here for a purpose. We all have a purpose, twin flame journey or not. And if you've already opened up to these new worlds, these new states of being, we have a higher calling, right? We have a higher calling when it comes to being able to see the negativity at face value, to see the lack, to see the limitations all around us. And then we have an obligation to teach people how to break free, right? When we figure it out. And so a lot of the twins on the journey get very frustrated. I feel many think this is very unrealistic, that this isn't even real. We're met with all kinds of skepticism, which can really hamper the journey for many. And so we are here to be those new earth pioneers. We already know what it is we need to bring forward, and it doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. It takes time. It takes trying and failing and doing it over again. Learning what works, what doesn't work, what we really feel comfortable with adjusting towards, moving towards success. And so You know, we don't have to have it all figured out. It really is not a journey of the mind. It really is a journey of the heart. So these old, outdated belief systems of the world from your family, when they get into your heart and your mind, they can create all of these blocks and third-party energy that will come between you and your counterpart. And so sometimes the third party is just an old belief system. There's not always a third party as another person. And so we're kind of here to transcend all of that, right? To bring forward new conceptualized ideas. We are here to, you know, really dig into our human physical senses, our human psyche, so we can go beyond, right? And so also, when it comes to the insights and developments, we're here to set those new intentions, to open up people to these new states of consciousness. And so another strong indicator of a deep twin flame connection is like the sex. It's not just physical. The strong sexual component that the twins share, it's deeper than sex. It is such a deep connection when the twins are intimate together. It's hard to explain. It's this intense desire. It is this energy of coming together. And it isn't just for fun or human pleasure. It is this complete energetic process, and it does trigger and activate all of these dormant light codes. You can go through a spontaneous Kundalini activation, and all of this is to purify these energy blocks between the twins. And so we do share an energy center. Yes, we are individually our own souls, but we are divided, but we have our own energy center. And I think that's where the confusion comes in when it comes to counterparts. And so all of this light has to be shared and cleared between the counterparts in order to reach that union process. And it can take some time to release all of this underlying negativity. And there's always going to be this intense pull. I think within time, the further along the journey you get, it's just zeroed out. But in the beginning, there's this very intense pull. You can't even freaking put your finger on it. It's like all of this created energy, this strong motivation. It's like you just want to seek that person. You just want to be in their energy. And it's the type of connection that you can never, ever forget. Because you truly identify with this person at the soul level. And when you are intimate with them, all kinds of profound healing can take place, because it is like this alchemy and healing of the wounds. And so basically, when the twins unite after everything is cleared, it does climax and connect them back to source, their source of consciousness. And all of these light codes can flood into Mother Earth and our energy systems. And all of this Kundalini can rise into these incredible new life experiences. And so you think about human patterning and the history and what I've gone through on my own journey. You look at sexuality and how it's looked down upon. You look at the earth and dynamics and how many relationships have been fraught with abuse, inequality, power struggles, power issues. And we're here to pave a way for a new template to have that deep soul intimacy within relationships and have it based in unconditional love. And so pleasure and love goes beyond what any normal 3D relationship can bring in these twins. And so usually when we get activated, it's really hard to go on and have a normal relationship with somebody. And so I don't believe that sex is the core part of the connection, but it is a part of the coming together for sure. And you'll just know it. So a lot of twins, I think, are feeling like, why did I choose this very difficult path, is another thing that comes up. We choose these big karmic contracts to go through in order to expand ourselves in love. I know for myself, I've had my heart broken many times over. Some very hefty karmic lessons had to be learned in my own life. I've had to face some very big difficulties. And so twins can be met with all kinds of challenges, right? Some twins come from different ethnicities, different religious backgrounds. Sometimes there's a big age difference. From what I found, there really isn't with the twins that I've connected with. Usually they're closer together in age. I think that the larger age gap is more of the old timelines, the old templates. And so like all of these soul contracts were designed, were by design, in order to, you know, awaken us to these higher human perceptions, right? And we kind of got to get shaken awake. So I feel if you feel like all you're facing is difficulties on your path, it's because you've got a big mission is kind of what I feel. And so we're not unprepared. We do have all the tools that we need, and we do actually meet the right people at the right time on the journey. Nothing is ever coincidence. You might meet a soulmate friend along the journey, or many, and they might come to you right in that right moment when you're in that moment of despair. I know when I first started on my journey, I'm very thankful for the soul sisters that I connected with at the very beginning, who have stayed with me this entire journey. We're on the same wave without a doubt. And so I'm thankful for that, because we have all of these soulmates that come forward that help us integrate and face this awakening, these problems. We can't share this journey with just anybody, or you're going to get thrown in the loony bin. And we're all part of this bigger purpose together. And so this is what it's about: integrating, activating, working together, knowing, you know, yes, you have that one divine counterpart, but we're all twin flames to each other. We're all part of one collective working together, right, to bring these higher states of consciousness to Mother Earth. And so when things get tough, remember the right people always come along at the right time. And so another thing I wanted to address today is so many spiritual healers, psychics, Reiki masters, there's astrologers out there and intuitives. They don't believe in twin flames. They say it's bullocks, it's a hoax, it's not real. And let me just put it out there like this. Well, maybe because it's not their path. There are many awakened spiritual people. No, they're not twin flames. Twin flames have a specific path, a specific mission. And unless you're on the path, you're not going to believe in it, right? And so this is where there's a lot of confusion with the naysayers as well, right? And so if it's not your path, then how can you fully understand what it is that you've never experienced? And so this is one of the key lessons that I think we learn on the twin flame journey. Not all of us are twins. And we also, as spiritual healers, all of us should never ever judge another's spiritual journey unless you have walked in their shoes. So, you know, I can empathize with the skepticism, but I cannot deny what I have experienced, what I have been shown. And so, you know, these skeptics, I don't think they're meant to understand the journey, because it's not their journey. This is where we got to stop comparing our journey to others, because even two twin flame connections, they're not the same either, right? And so none of us are here to judge, first and foremost. And so every single healer, light worker, spiritual person this lifetime, we have lessons to learn. And I think one of the biggest lessons, twin flame or not, we have to allow others to walk their path and to not judge, to not deny somebody's truth. Twin flame is my truth, and I can't deny what I've gone through, what I've been shown. There's no other explanation for this person that I have become almost overnight. And so we're here to learn. Non-bias is another message, right? When we open up to the flow of light, there is no room for judgments. Light cannot flow with judgment. So if people are still coming from a place of judgment, there's a lot of spiritual ego that needs to be worked through. I don't have to understand your journey, but I have to owe you the respect of honoring your truth and your journey. And so many people balk at the idea of twin flames, but they've not experienced it themselves. And so it doesn't make it less true. It does not make it less true. There are all kinds of supernatural awakenings, experiences. Sometimes, you know, people awaken from a near-death experience. Does that mean they're a twin flame? No. And so people all over the world have awakenings, twin flame or not. And so we have to stop denying other people's truth. A lot of those on the twin flame journey, I know you experience the spiritual chills, the telepathy, the strange and supernatural aspects that take place as part of this connection. And it can make it hard to normal people unawakened that this is real, right? It doesn't seem real. And so those who have experienced it, though, you know, we're not crazy. We're not crazy. And so and these are also other signs of that's your soul family when you meet somebody on the twin flame journey that has gone through similar experiences. And so anyone that truly takes the time to connect with their spirit team, their guides, and the infinite universe, we cannot be against anything, right? Otherwise, in a state of judgment, that's just an expression of our human ego. So I feel we are here to go within. If you're confused on the journey, yes, you can book readings. Yes, you can get advice. But the best thing you can do on the journey when you are confused is to go within, connect with your own inner light and your own healing capabilities. We all have our own healing capabilities, believe it or not. It's just a matter of tapping into it. And don't play into the negativity from others. Don't play into the angry skepticism about the journey, about this spiritual connection, because there is beautiful energy in our systems. And when we play into the skepticism, can you imagine what it does to this connection when you're trying to achieve union? It's not going to help us, and it's not going to help us tap into our own light better. So I do feel like a lot of people get angry about twin flames, very angry. I actually had to block and delete some people off my Facebook, just angry about the idea of twin flames, who don't believe in the connection or that it even exists, and calling it demonic. And so basically they're just misunderstanding it because they've not really experienced it. And so I think a lot of the issues too, there's so many people out there where it's this idea of you're not whole on your own because we're split souls. We are whole on our own. But with twin flames, there's that one true love, right? And a lot of people don't believe in that one true love. And so that's another twin flame misunderstanding on the journey. Because anyone that has experienced this awakening, you are going to know we're whole on our own. Yes, you are. You better believe it. And we can live without our counterpart in the physical reality. But we're never, ever separate from them. They're always connected to us. And when we come together in physical union, that is when we can reach an even higher level of wholeness and unconditional love. And so any skeptics really are just people who have not experienced the tangible, palpable, real effects of this twin flame love. And if you felt it, trust me, there's no denying the love that gets activated, because it does. It activates your entire chakra system. Tingles. You'll get tingles just from the thought of your counterpart, their energy near you, the constant angel numbers, the synchronicities, the signs, the telepathy, the expressions that come forward, the dream experiences, the shared dream experiences, the astral travel, all of these supernatural effects when it comes to the twin flame bond cannot be denied, but cannot be understood to anybody who's never ever experienced it. All of the physical sensations that you share, the kundalini rising, the triggering of all of these psychic perceptions, all of these new psychic abilities that seem to just poof, show up out of nowhere, right? To go from a perfect little housewife running a home daycare to doing this was like, whoa, what's going on here, right? So, and you just know, this person, you know that you know this person, you've known them forever, even if you just met them, is another big indicator. And so it really is the journey from separation to oneness. And so that's the amazing thing, is we're re-experiencing all of our heightened senses as a human being, all while healing humanity, right? And so it is the journey from separation of source back to oneness with God's source. And so this is why we're pushed the way we are on this journey, because at the core, beneath it all, beneath all the pain, all of the collective gunk, we are beings of light. We are light beings. We're here to activate our rainbow light body. And we each have our own individual, unique journey. And every journey differentiates from the heightened experience that you have from your own soul's perspective. And only the brave Only the lion-hearted brave choose this pathway. And no, twin flame is not everybody. Does everybody have a twin flame? No. And so I think, you know, when you are experiencing a true twin flame connection, trust me, you're going to freaking know it. You're going to know it. You're going to know it in your heart. You're going to know it in your soul. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So don't allow any outsider karmic connections to discredit your valid experiences. What you've experienced on your own journey is valid. They are your experiences and yours alone to have. And that was your soul's path that you chose. No one else is allowed to push you away from that. So remember that when you're being met with desperation and doubt and naysayers, because they're not there for your highest good. So don't listen to them, because they're not respecting your right to speak in your truth and have your experience your way. If you let people like that get into your mind, do not let them take up space in your mind or your heart, because we are all on a different path this life, no matter what. We all have unique experiences, challenges. And this isn't a connection you can just tell your everyday friends or family about. It really is an internal journey. And usually most twins only talk to other twins on the journey, because nobody really understands this connection unless you are on it. And people can get so irritated when you talk about it. They you know, express displeasure, skepticism, anger, because maybe they've not experienced it themselves, and that's okay. Or some people are in karmic connections calling it twin flames, and it's just toxic as shit, and that's okay too. That's their path to learn that lesson too. We can always choose not to engage with the collective drama. And we can always choose to not let anybody bully us into believing what they believe, because we have our own beliefs, right? And so spirituality really is subjective to each individual experience, twin flame or not. And it's never up to anyone to tell you what your journey is. Not a guru, not an author, not a psychic, not a healer. Nobody gets to dictate what is true for you and your awakening journey. So I feel I wanted to bring that up, because I think so many people get into our heads regarding this connection, and it's really time for us as a collective to go within, connect with our own truth, and to trust in our own truth and our own intuition, because a lot of the journey doesn't really make sense. And it is like that old saying, how about you stay in your own freaking lane, right? Because nothing is right, nothing is wrong. Nobody's here to tell another what to do, how to explore all of these experiences. And we're all kind of here, stay in your own lane. I don't compare myself to anybody else. I don't constantly check the views, the likes, or anything like that. And I'm not worried about how many views I get. The right people find me at the right time, right? And so ultimately it's up to us to decide how to explore our own spiritual experience. Yes, we can connect with others and share ideas, but don't ever, ever judge another's energy that they're in, that they've experienced, what spirits brought for them as a message. And another big thing, do not ever bring forward unsolicited advice to people. That's not really a healer. If somebody solicits you and you've not looked to go book a reading, that's unsolicited advice. And that's not coming from a place of integrity. Unsolicited advice can be very damaging. Getting readings from multiple different readers can be very damaging to the experience, because we're the ones driving. We're the ones driving. And so although many people can benefit from advice from spiritual people, watch who you're booking from. You want to make sure.
Next time, can we bring Elijah to the trailer?
Maybe. We do have to stay true to ourselves, right? And don't be reaching out to advice with people that feed the shadows, right? So skeptical people are always going to get triggered of the idea of twin flames. And that's their own shadows. So don't play into that shadow energy. A lot of people, I think, have a hard time with love and romance in general. A lot of people are angry at beliefs or society, or, you know, the disbelief that the ultimate connection exists, because so many people have been met with all kinds of challenging relationships, right? And so this triggers people. So many people see other people hurt in relationships or have been hurt many times over in relationship. And so we can take on that false belief that there's no such thing as true love. And so we can be very protective of people saying, oh my God, I'm in love, and denying that belief because they don't want to see somebody get hurt. So, you know, there's so many different beliefs out there, and you don't have to believe what I'm channeling and putting out there for you. That's all up to you and your own beliefs. But this is my understanding of the connection. You know, so many people out there are unhappy, and let's face it, misery loves company. And that's an expression, once again, of their own belief system. And so as twins, we need to stay true to our own experiences. We have to trust our intuition. And we have to believe in what we've been experiencing. Because if we keep getting drugged back down into these lower dimensions, 3D, and these worldviews of separation, chaos, conflict, then how do we ever create these states of oneness? And so, no, I don't believe twin flame is a romantic myth because I've experienced it myself. It is a process of revealing the ego in order to release this opposition once and for all. And so I think when we meet up with people on the journey who are so opposed to this idea, it's our soul warning us, do not engage with opposition. Do not engage with opposition. Nobody should ever be denied their spirituality. We all have our own understanding of the cosmic universal energies, of nature, how spirit works, our limitations, and we do all still have an ego, right? And so keep that ego in check, right? When we are really tuned in to our true spiritual channel of energies, then we can really step into being those high vibration psychic and healers to help others reach that state of illumination and enlightenment. And so we are here to transcend the ego and to tap into all of these higher universal energies so we can step into those highest states of human perception, right? And so a truly spiritual person will always allow others their experience, will never ever tell them what to do, will honor free will, and will not try to taint somebody with their views or judgments, right? And so understanding and compassion is a big thing because not everybody has the same life experiences, and it doesn't mean it wasn't real. So, you know, we all have to travel our own spiritual path, that's for sure. And we are allowed to enjoy our path as well in any way we choose. But I did feel that really needed to be talked about with these very intense union energies. So stay in your own truth. Just because somebody else has not experienced this does not mean that it's not real for you. You're definitely not crazy. And so there's all kinds of people out there who have had the same experience. I've done hundreds and hundreds of readings, and I can tell you, you are not alone. You are not crazy. Focus on what it is you know you're here to do. Focus on supportive connections. Focus on people that are helpful to your experience, that are guiding you out of the shadows, not back into another rabbit hole. And always trust your intuition. We all can choose to go into meditation and connect with our soul. Get out of that over-analyzing energy. Get out of the head. The connection mentally will be confusing. When you are fully present in the moment, in your heart and your soul, the fogginess goes away. The confusion goes away. There are thousands of twins. We're all going through similar experiences on our own timelines. And so we're all in different places, and we all meet each other when we're supposed to share our supernatural experiences with one another. And understand we are all here working together for a very special purpose. And we can always connect with our spiritual team. We can connect to the universal energies. And we do have support around us. And so I feel, I think gratefulness has been washing over me recently for this path. I know it's been difficult. I'm definitely on the other side of the difficulties. And let's face it, it doesn't matter how evolved you get. There's always going to be challenges. We're always going to have challenges and obstacles. It's a matter of perceiving it in a certain way, right? But that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this helped. I hope this answered some of your questions from the people that have reached out over the last day or so. I will be doing some more videos like this. I do think they are beneficial to many on the journey, especially when there's a lot of false information out there, but that's what I got for today, guys. I hope this helped. If you'd like to book a reading with me, check out the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.